Hello, myself Kaushik Kumaran. My register number is 17E027. Here I will explain the bottle line simulation using Logix Pro. First, let me explain the ladder logic diagram. Here, the start button is used in order to start the process. When the start button is pressed, the run light will be on throughout the process, and when the run light is on and when the limit switch 1 is energized, a timer on delay of 10 seconds is started. These three small fill, large fill and the fill tube, when these are not energized, the main conveyor and the divert conveyor will be turned on. And here there are three left shift registers are used in order to detect the position of the bottle from the limit switch 1. Here two gates are used, divert gate and the scrap gate. The divert gate and scrap gate is open depending upon the limit switch 1 and the scrap gate limit switch. The scrap gate limit switch, and when the box limit switch is turned on, the grinder will be turned on. Here there are two kinds of fills are used depending upon the number of bottles, large fill and small fill. The bottle gets filled, and when it is the bottle gets filled when it is not a scrap bottle, and when the bottle is in the correct position. For all the bottles, the caps are placed. This is detected from the limit switch 2. And here this is the cap which I mentioned here. And here there are three counters used in order to count the total number of bottles, large number of bottles and scrap bottles. Using this divert gate limit switch, we could count the large bottles, and using this cap limit switch we could count this total number of bottles. And when we use a subtractor to subtract the total number of bottles from the small number of bottles from the large bottles, we could count the number of scrap bottles. And finally, the scrap bottle and the three bottles count small, large, and the scrap bottles count are displayed here using this BCD. Now, let me run the simulation. When start button is pressed, the process gets started. This is the divert gate which I mentioned here. The large bottles are diverted here. This is the scrap gate, and here is the grinder. When the scrap bottle is founded, which is this is the scrap bottle, and when it is founded, the scrap gate will get open and the bottle will fall into the grinder. This happens, and after that the bottles are filled depending upon the size, large fill and the small fill. This is the three limit switch 1, 2 and 3, and here all the bottles are capped. And finally the number of small bottles, large bottles and the scrap bottles are displayed here. If I click the stop button, the process will be stopped. Thank you.